Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you can hear me. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please confirm the sound is okay and confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen. Also confirm you can hear me loud and clear. How is it now, Mr. Raphael? Is it okay now? Is it okay at your end, Mr. Raphael? Is it okay at your end, Mr. Raphael? Good morning, Daniel. Mr. Raphael, is everything okay now? Good morning, Mr. Favor Peters. Mr. Victory, good morning. Thanks for joining. If there's any pair you plan to try, we can look at it together. Okay. Let's know the instrument you're planning to trade today so that we can look at it together, we can analyze it together. Sure you had a great weekend. All right. Good morning, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Victory, Mr. Raphael. Thanks for joining. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. Okay, so let's go straight to chat. And today, I don't think there are any fundamentals for today's market. Monday 10th, no major news. No major news. Okay, so let's go through. Let's go to the chart. Okay, so let's look at DXY. What's happening on DXY? So let me use this. Okay, so on DXY, my bias for GBP USD is bullish for today's market. Okay, my bias for GBP USD is bullish for today's market. So for me to buy GBP USD, the dollar must be weak, right? The dollar must be weak. If I'm to buy GBP USD, I want to ensure that the dollar is weak. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen now? Okay, I think I've not shared my screen in a few minutes. I believe you can see my screen now. I believe you can see my screen. Currently on forexfactory.com. On forexfactory.com. Confirm you can see my screen now. All right, forexfactory.com. So, like I said, there are no major news for today's market. No major news for today's market. So let's go to the charts. So, like I said, my plan is to buy GBP USD. So for me to buy GBP USD, the dollar must be weak. DXY must be bearish. Okay, so let's start with DXY. Let's start with the daily time frame. Last week candle closed. It closed as an hammer, a bearish hammer. It closed as a bearish hammer. Last Friday candle closed as a bearish hammer. After the close of the bearish hammer on Friday, let's see what we had on 4 hour. Let's see the pattern on 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Can you see this pattern on 4 hour time frame? This was what we had last Friday on 4 hour time frame. You can see now this is the last bearish candlestick that formed before the close of the market. This is the last bearish candle that formed below before the close of the market, and you can see the market is struggling to break out from this high, the high of this bearish candle. It is struggling to break out from the high of this last bearish candle that formed last week. I think it has tested that level. And I think the bullish move we are seeing in the market right now is to clear the liquidity residing at this previous high and also the liquidity residing at this previous high. And above this previous high, as you can see on the 4 hour time frame, there is a fair value gap. There is a fair value gap. So there is a high probability this gap will be filled. And that's what I'm waiting for. I want to ensure that this gap is filled. I'm waiting for this gap to be filled before I would go bearish. After this gap gets filled, a bearish reversal pattern should form. I wouldn't just jump in and start selling because price has filled that gap. No, a bearish reversal pattern must form on a 1 hour time frame or 4-hour time frame. A bearish reversal pattern must form on those time frame before I will consider going bearish on DXY. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? So that's my take on DXY. Waiting for a bearish reversal pattern to form after the fair value gap has been filled before I will go bearish. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So that is my take on DXY. I hope that is clear. Wait for this gap to be filled before you sell DXY. I hope that is clear. So let's go to currency pairs. Let's see currency pairs. So let's start with GBP USD. Okay, someone said we should look at GBP Australian dollar, but let's look at GBP USD. Let's start with GBP USD. So my take on GBP USD is bullish. I am bullish on GBP USD. So let's start with the daily time frame. A few minutes, please. Few minutes, please. So on the daily, so this was last Friday candle. So far today, GBP USD has been bearish. GBP USD has been bearish. Let's go down to 4-hour. Let's see what's happening on 4-hour. Okay, so you can see we had lots of stop losses residing at these lows. And I think the bearish move we're seeing in the market right now is to clear this liquidity. All the stop losses residing at this low needs to be cleared. I think that is the reason for this bearish move. And below this area of liquidity, you can see there's a fair value gap here. You can see this fair value gap. So there's a high probability they would fill this gap. This gap will be filled. Let's go down to 1 hour. Okay. You can see this gap on 1 hour time frame. This gap on 1 hour time frame. Let's go to 15 minutes. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay. You can see this fair value gap. This fair value gap. This is 15 minutes fair value gap. So there is a high probability they will come and fill this gap. This is where I will be considering going bullish on GBP USD. Okay, this is where I'll be considering going bullish on GBP USD. Also on GBP USD 15 minutes, we have this fair value gap, right? This is a fair value gap. And as you can see, this fair value gap is in confluence with this breaker block. It's in confluence with this breaker block, or you call it your resistance, which has become a support level. You can see this fair value gap is in confluence with this resistance that has become a support. So price might not get to this next fair value gap because of this breaker block, or some of you will call it your resistance turn support. Okay, so this is the area I will be considering buying GBP USD. Okay, I would ensure that a bullish reversal pattern forms in that zone. Okay, a bullish reversal pattern must form in that zone before going bullish. So these are the areas these are my areas of interest on GBP USD. If price does not fill this gap, no trade. Okay, if price does not fill the gap, I would not buy GBP USD. That gap must be filled before going bullish. I hope that is clear. That is my take on. Yes, wait for this fair value gap on 15 minutes. Like I said, we have two fair value gaps here. Okay, we have two fair value gaps here. If after this first one, gets filled, a bullish reversal pattern forms, you can buy. If after this first fair value gap gets filled, price might not get to this second fair value gap because we have a resistance here, which has become a support. And this resistance is in confluence with this fair value gap. So they might push price down to this level, this zone. They might fill this one and not fill this because there's a confluence here. So wait for fair value gap, for this fair value gap to be filled before you buy. And if you are buying from this point, let's say the bullish reversal pattern forms here, and you decide to buy your stop loss, I would use 30 pips as stop loss. Your stop loss should be around this area. Okay, depending on where price close. Okay, 30 pips. Don't risk more than 30 pips. 30 pips, your target should be 50 pips. Okay, your target should be 50 pips. If you are buying GBP USD today, risk 30 pips and aim for 50 pips minimum. Okay, aim for 50 pips minimum. You can aim for 60 pips, but I would suggest today is Monday, and as you know, there is no major news to to drive price. So we just go for 50 pips. 50 pips. Immediately the market goes in your direction, 30 pips, adjust your stop loss to break even. Once the market moves in your direction, 30 pips, adjust your stop loss to break even. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay. So let's look at someone said we should look at GBP Australian dollar. If you are awake at night, you should have sold GBP Australian dollar. Okay, if you are awake at night, you should have sold GBP Australian dollar. I sold Euro Australian dollar and I made 80 pips on Euro Australian dollar. I'm out of the trade. I executed the trade around 2 to 3 a.m. I think between 2 to 3 a.m. That was when I executed the trade, and I'm out of Euro Australian dollar trade. GBP Australian dollar has been bearish, so you should have entered sell at the early hours of today. Okay, but if you have missed that move, wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback on GBP Australian dollar. GBP Australian dollar this week is likely going to be bearish. Okay, it is likely going to be bearish. GBP Australian dollar is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap. Okay, and you can see it is very close to this fair value gap. So it will not be wise for you to sell at the current market price. It will not be wise. You can see it is very close to this fair value gap. So if you still want to sell GBP Australian dollar today, I would advise you wait for price to pull back. I'm sure it has created a fair value gap. You could wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. If you want to risk it, you can trade the pullback. You can take advantage of the pullback. Okay, if you see a good bullish setup, as you can see, the previous 1 hour candle is a spinning top. Is a spinning top. Sorry, spinning bottom. So if you want to risk it, if I'm to take a trade, a buy trade on GBP Australian dollar, I want to ensure that 1 hour candle closes above the high of this spinning bottom. If I want to take the risk, okay, I would ensure that 1 hour candle closes above this high, and my stop loss will be the low of this spinning bottom. Is that clear? If I want to risk it, but the trend is bearish. It is bearish, but there's a high probability price will pull back to fill this fair value gap. We also had a fair value gap that was created there that has not been filled. Okay, so you can see this fair value gap that has not been filled, but here you have a confluence here. You have a support that has become a resistance here. You can see we have a support that has become a resistance here. So there's a high probability that after filling this gap, price will drop from that zone. It might not come to fill this fair value gap. It might not get here because of this confluence here. This support has become a resistance, and we have a fair value gap. You can see. So that's my take on GBP Australian dollar. Wait for 1 hour if you want to risk buying. Wait for 1 hour to close above this high before you risk buying, and your stop loss should be this low. Okay, should be this low. You cannot sell GBP Aussie now. You cannot sell GBP Aussie. This is where GBP Aussie started selling today. I think this is the first candle for today's market. Today is 10th. Okay, this is the first candle. Where is the first candle? You can see this is where GBP Aussie started selling. If you had sold GBP Aussie, you can see It has done over 124 pips, so you cannot sell at the current market price. You have missed this move. Wait for pullback before you sell, or you buy. You can trade the pullback. Look for a good buy setup. Okay, that is my take on GBP Australian dollar. Can you guys hear me? Are you still here? Please, if you are here to give the stream a thumbs up, please do that so that others can get to see this video. And if this is your first time participating in the live stream, do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Do subscribe to the channel, okay? For the next 30 days, I most likely will be coming on live every day to give you signals. My focus is on GBP USD and Euro USD. GBP USD and Euro USD. Daily signal for the next 30 days. I hope I'll be able to meet up. I hope. Okay, so subscribe to the channel. Okay. Let's move to GBP JPY. I see GBP JPY. I see a good setup on GBP JPY. GBP JPY is going to buy. That's my expectation on GBP JPY. Okay, that's my expectation. Let's see daily. Let's start with the daily. So far, GBP JPY has been bearish. It's been bearish. Okay, it's been bearish. Let's see what we have on 4 hour. Okay, so I see GBP JPY buying anytime soon. Though we still have a fair value gap here. We did get there. I'm not sure it's going to get there. Okay, I'm not sure it's going to get there. You can see this fair value gap here on 1 hour, this fair value gap. Okay, but if the current 4 hour candle closes bullish, I would be considering buying GBP JPY. If the current 4 hour candle closes bearish, okay, I would be considering buying GBP JPY. 4 hours should close bullish, and 1 hour should close above this high. Okay, 1 hour should close above this high, or let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, so that's my take on. You can see the pattern we have on GBP JPY 15 minutes. This is a bullish reversal pattern. This is a bullish reversal pattern. It's a bullish reversal pattern. Wait for 4 hour candle to close bullish. Wait for 4 hour candle to close bullish. Before you reach, before you go bullish. Any questions so far? Do you have any question? Okay, so that's my take. Patience, patience. Don't jump in. Patience. Wait for 4 hour candle to close before you risk on buying. Is that clear? So that's my take on GBP JPY. Look for buy on GBP JPY. Okay, look for buy on GBP JPY. Look for buy. Okay. I hope that is clear. Let's see the pattern you will have here on 5 minutes also. It's a bullish reversal pattern. It's a bullish reversal pattern. Which other instrument do you want us to? Yes, yes. Look out for that setup in New York. Look out for that setup in New York. Okay, look for the setup in New York. The buy opportunity is likely going to be in New York. Okay, it's likely going to be in New York session. Okay. So which other instrument? Let's look at gold. Gold is still bullish. Gold is still bullish. Gold is bullish. This is daily. Last Friday, doji. Okay. Let's see. Let's see for our. Okay. For our candle just tested a support zone. You can see we had a fair value gap here. I think that gap has been filled. Let's go to 1 hour. There's a fair value gap here. Has that gap been filled? You can see this gap here. Okay, so I think price has tested, they didn't fill it completely. Okay, so you can see this fair value gap. Price has tested this fair value gap, and it's now looking bullish. It's not looking bullish. So this is what you do if you want to trade gold. If you want to buy gold, I believe it has created a fair value gap on 15 minutes. Let's see. I think it has created a fair value gap on 15 minutes. Hold on, it's loading. Okay, so this is an engulfing pattern of 15 minutes. So patiently wait. It has created a fair value gap, and it's likely going to fill the fair value gap before going bullish. So wait for that to happen before you buy gold. Okay, it's likely going to create a fair value gap after the close of this bullish candle, the current 15 minutes candle. So you want to see price pull back. You don't want to buy from the current market price. If you are buying from the current market price, see the risk you will be taking. Are you willing to take this risk? This is where you will set your stop loss. This is 150 pips. This is 150 pips. Why would you want to take a trade that has moved 150 pips in your direction? Doesn't make sense. So you have to wait for price to pull back before you go bullish on gold. And bias for gold is still bullish this week. Bullish. It's likely going to come clear. The liquidity residing at this previous highs. Okay, this is the first target, and this will be the second target for gold. Gold is still bullish, but wait for a retracement, wait for pullback before you buy gold. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear? Sri Lanka dollar USD bullish. Sri Lanka dollar USD is what? Bullish. It is bullish. I think Australian dollar USD is set for buy. Australian dollar USD is set for buy. It has broke out from this, is a breakout from this resistance. It's a breakout from that resistance, and let's see 1 hour. Okay, this is what we have on 1 hour. On 1 hour, we had a fair value gap here. We had a fair value gap here. I was expecting Australian dollar USD to fill this fair value gap on 1 hour. I think it has filled it. Yeah, it has filled the gap, this fair value gap on 1 hour before going bullish. So I think Australian dollar USD is a buy. It's a buy. If I'm to take a trade on Australian dollar USD now, my stop loss, let me see. My stop loss will be 30 pips, 30 pips, 30 pips. My target will be 50 pips, 50 pips. Okay, so let's say 15 minutes. Let's see what we have on 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so let's say 5 minutes. I'm sure it has created a fair value gap on 5 minutes. You could wait for price to come and fill that gap. This gap that was created, you could wait for price to pull back. Okay, that's what I would suggest. Wait for price if you want to buy. Wait for price to pull back and fill this fair value gap that it's created here. Okay, wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you buy. Wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you buy Australian dollar USD. That is my take on Australian dollar USD. It's a buy. It's a buy. I will take a buy if price pulls back to fill this fair value gap. I will take a buy on Australian dollar USD if price pulls back to fill this gap. Is that clear? But before I execute the trade on GU or AU, before I execute the trade on GU or AU, DXY must be bearish. DXY must be bearish before I would go bullish on GU and AU. DXY must be bearish. So you can see what we have on DXY. Okay, you can see what we have on DXY. So if the current 1 hour candle closes below the low of this candle and the low of this candle, I would go bearish on DXY. Okay, I will go bearish on DXY, go bullish on AU, GU, EU. You don't have to trade all the pairs, please. These pairs are positively correlated. Just choose one of the pairs. It could be GU, it could be AU, it could be EU, it could be NU. All these pairs are positively correlated. You don't have to trade everything. You don't have to trade everything. Just pick one or two pairs. Okay, pick one or two pairs. So let's look at USD JPY, USD CHF. If there's any other instrument you want us to look at, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, any Forex related questions, you can just drop it also so that we'll attend to it. Ensure you apply good risk and money management. Don't risk more than 1 to 2% of your accounts. Trading is a game of probability. No matter how good your setup looks like, the market can still do otherwise. It can still go otherwise. You don't have control over what the market will do. You don't have control over that. That's why you have to manage risk. Okay? USD JPY, starting from the daily time frame, last week candle close as a doji. I'm still expecting GBP USD JPY to be bearish. We have a fair value gap here, as you can see. So USD JPY is likely going to fill this fair value gap before going bullish. That's my expectation on USD JPY. That's my expectation on USD JPY. Okay, I think we've done EU. Okay, a few minutes to analyze EU. So USD JPY is still bearish. It is still bearish. But it's my pullback. I shared with you guys was it on Saturday we met? Let's see for our. It's likely going to pull back before continuing with its bearish move. Let's see 1 hour. So I want to see a pullback on USD JPY before selling it. Okay, so it has created a fair value gap here. So it's likely going to come and fill this gap before going bearish. That is my expectation on USD JPY. That's my expectation on USD JPY. Okay, that's my expectation on USD JPY. It's likely going to come fill this fair value gap, or what's the high of the Asian session? What's the high of the Asian session? Today's 10th. I think this is the high of the Asian session. I think this is the high of the Asian session. This is the high of the Asian session. Okay, so it's likely we'll fill this gap or clear liquidity residing at the Asian high. Okay, so that's my expectation on USD JPY. USD JPY should pull back. Okay, when it pulls back, look for a bearish reversal pattern before you sell. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback on USD JPY before you sell. Before you sell, it's going to pull back. Okay, so that's my take on USD JPY. Let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD, I think Euro USD has started its move. Okay, I think Euro USD is set for its buy. I think, let's see. For entering, it will be late now. You can see it has started its move from this point. How many pips has it done so far? It has done over close to 30 pips. Close to 30 pips. So I would advise to wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback. It has created a fair value gap here. Okay, wait for a pullback. USD, Euro USD has started its move. Wait for a pullback to this to this zone. Wait for a pullback to this zone. Let's go to, okay, this is 5 minutes. Let's go to 1 minute. Let me use 1 minute. Here's 1 minute, few minutes. Wait for a pullback. If you have not entered a buy on Euro USD, wait for pullback. Wait for pullback. If you have not entered a buy on Euro USD, wait for pullback. Wait for pullback. Okay, so you can see. So price is currently, I can say that price is currently at a premium, and you don't want to buy at a premium area, right? You don't want to buy at a premium area. See, if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, is at extreme premium. Is at extreme premium. So wait for pullback. Okay, wait for pullback to a discount area. So this is where you should look for. Okay, wait for a pullback to this fair value gap. Wait for a pullback to this fair value gap. Okay, wait for a pullback to this fair value gap before you go bullish. Why am I working with this fair value gap? You can see we had a resistance here which became a support. We had a resistance here which became a support. We also had a resistance here which became a support. So these are the areas I will be considering. You can see there's a confluence in these areas. You can see. So this is where I will be considering buying Euro USD. This is where I will be considering buying Euro USD. I've missed this first move, so price needs to pull back. If I had entered buy on Euro USD at this point, my stop loss would have been, I would have bought from this point. My stop loss would have been, I would have used 30 pips as stop loss or 25 pips as my stop loss. Okay, I would have used 25 pips as my stop loss. At the moment, I would have made close to 25 pips profit. Okay, so patiently wait, please. It would pull back. It would pull back. Okay, patiently wait for it to pull back. Calm down. Don't rush it. Okay, let it come back. If it doesn't come back, let it go. Okay, let it go. Wait for the next opportunity. If it doesn't come back, just let it go. Wait for the next opportunity. Okay. USD CHF. Let me see those on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, if you have any question, just drop it in the comments section. If you have any question on Facebook, please drop it. Okay. So USD CHF, let's start with the daily. USD CHF will be bearish since we are considering buying GU. USD CHF should be bearish. USD CHF has been bearish since the market opened. And you can see this could be the next target for USD CHF. This fair value gap will be the next target for USD CHF. I would suggest you wait for price to pull back. Okay, wait for price to pull back before you sell USD CHF. Okay, wait for price to pull back. Let's see. You can see this candle. It's a doji. Okay, you can see that's a doji. Tested this resistance and strong rejection from that level. Let's go down to 1 hour. So I'm sure a fair value gap has been created on 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame or 5 minutes time frame. So you want to wait for price to pull back, fill that fair value gap that has been created on 1 hour, 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame before you sell. Okay, so you can see, let's go down to 5 minutes. Let's go down to 5 minutes. So I think it has created a fair value gap. You can see the gap here. It's created a fair value gap here. Okay. This gap has not been filled. It's also created a fair value gap here, which has not been filled. So these are the two areas of interest, or you call it your point of interest. These two zones. This is where you should consider selling USD for today's markets. Okay, that's my take on USD I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. That's my take on USD Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Please apply good risk and money management. If you have $100 in your trading account, let me use $100. If you have $100 in your trading account, you shouldn't risk more than $3 on any trade. Every trade you execute, don't risk more than $3. It means that for every trade you want to execute, the market risk should not exceed 30 pips. The market risk should not exceed 30 pips. Anything above 30 pips isn't for you. Okay? If you are trading with $100, $50, you shouldn't risk, your market risk should not exceed 30 pips. Anything above that, let it go. Okay, let it go. Anything above 30 pips, let it go. And if you are risking 30 pips, your profit target should be at least 50 pips minimum. You trade your stop at 30 pips. Your trade stop should be 30 pips. You can automate it or you do it manually. I do recommend manually. Okay, do it manually. It means that once the market moves in your direction, 30 pips, you're in profit of 30 pips, adjust your stop loss to break even. Adjust your stop loss to break even. Is that clear? Is that clear? If you know you're not disciplined, this is what I want to advise you guys. If you know you're not disciplined, you have $100 in your account, you might be tempted to use higher lot size above 0.01. You know you'll be tempted. You should be funding your account with a minimum of, say, you can say maybe your weekly drawdown. You can say your weekly drawdown is $10. If your weekly drawdown is $10, ensure you don't fund more than $10 on a weekly basis. Once you blow the $10, that will be it for that week. Are you getting me? Because you might be tempted when you have your $100 in your account. If you blow your $10, there's a temptation for you to trade more. There's a temptation for you to trade more. You might want to revenge. You might want to revenge trading. So best is, if your weekly drawdown, you could have this $100 in your account, maybe your savings account, but you fund your trading account with $10. If you blow the $10, you know that for that week, you won't be funding. That will be all for that week. But the coming week, you fund again with $10. You risk $10 for that week. Okay, so that is my advice. That's what I would suggest to you guys. Okay, because the market will provoke you to do what you don't want to do. This market would provoke you to do what you don't want to do. Are you getting me? So this is one way to manage risk. Or if you don't want to do this, you fund your trading account with $100. You ensure that your leverage is 1:10. Okay, your leverage should be 1:10. 1:10. It means that you cannot execute more than 0.01 lot size. That's the maximum lot size you can use if you are trading with 1:10. 1:10. Okay. So you either reduce your leverage to 1 to 10, so that anytime you execute 0.02 trade, 0.03, 0.04, they will tell you you don't have enough funds. The response would be you don't have enough funds. Okay, you don't have enough funds. So you either fund with the money you are willing to lose. Okay, you fund with the money you're willing to lose, your weekly drawdown. Okay, or you reduce your leverage. So if you trade with a leverage of 1:10, you cannot execute more than 0.01 lot size per trade. It is after that trade closes you would be able to open another one. Are you getting me? I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? You should also get rid of this misconception that the more you trade, the more money you would make. Get rid of that belief. Okay, in trading, less is more. Less is more. In the corporate world, the more time you spend at work, okay, the more money you make, right? They pay you over time. They pay you over time, right? But in trading, it's not the number of hours that you spend on the chart or the number of trades that you execute that will determine how much you would earn. Focus on quality setup, okay? Focus on quality setups. Focus on quality setups. Are you getting me? Quality setups. Less is more when it comes to trading. Less is more. Okay, focus on executing quality trades. Quality trades. I hope that is clear. In a day, you shouldn't execute more than 2 trades in a day. Maximum 2 trades in a day. Okay, maximum 2 trades in a day. Okay, maximum 2 trades in a day. Any question, any question, any question, any question? I really appreciate you all for your participation. If there are no questions, then we'll have to end this session. Hopefully tomorrow I should be on by 10 a.m. also tomorrow. Like I said, in the next 30 days, I will do my best to be coming on live here to give you signals on GU and EU. GU and EU. Okay? So guys, I think that will be all. No questions, right? Mr. Daniel, Mr. Raphael, Mr. Victory, Mr. Favor, Mr. Daniel. No question. No question. No question. Any question, any question, any question, let me know. Any question? All right, no question. No question. All right. Once more, I want to appreciate you all for your participation. Please, if you're here to give this stream a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time participating in the live stream, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.